Who is not proud of the American flag? We love our beautiful flags from all over, from any nation, any country. We love them all. We've got a flag expert here who's going to talk about it. Stay tuned for that, everybody. Welcome, everyone, the Your Little Castle show. This show is going to be awesome, unique. I like talking about flags, especially the American flag, everybody. And we have a few copies of the American flag throughout our facility. And I'll never forget when my dad passed, I had a little American flag. We put it right above his, where he was laid out in the casket. But it's something to be so proud of our great country here. And flags, the symbolism and what they represent are awesome in so many countries with so many different colors and styles, and what they represent, pretty neat. So with that, we've got an expert who has been in the flag business for a while. This company you've taken over here since 1908, is that right?
Yes.
So with that, welcome our guest here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Cole Werner. He's the owner and he's a flag professional. Baldwin Priesmeyer, proud American flags. Baldwin, BALDWinFlags.com.
Yes.
We got it. All right. With that, shout out to our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. You probably have your little castle. You might have a flag outside your little castle. Maybe that flag was for my buddy Cole here and Baldwin Flags. We're going to put up on the wall now your website and your Facebook, two great places to find out information about you.
Correct. If you visit our website, we post weekly blogs all about historical facts, from flags to different military associations. February we focused on Black History Month, so we focused on our historic service members of African American descent.
There you have it, everybody. So if you're looking for a flag, you've come to the right place. Well, tell me, Cole, what led you to this? I mean, obviously, this company, you said, hey, I like this. I'd like to buy the company. How'd you end up becoming the owner here?
Well, so my background, it was corporate world. I was a director of supply chain in oil and gas industry for automotive, power, oil and gas for about 20 plus years. And also I've served in the military. April will be my 25th anniversary of the United States Army Reserves. And I got tired of the rat race of corporate world. My entire family owns their own businesses. I was the only one that was a W-2 employee. So
okay.
I decided that I would test the skills I've learned from the corporate world and use it in a small business.
Yeah. So then you saw the opportunity here, and you're proud of the flags that you see out there, American flags.
Absolutely.
And it's hey, I can own a company. But you guys service and help people get flags around the world, I guess.
We provide all flags that are available, so everything from foreign country flags. So if you're in Dogtown and you want an Ireland flag, we have plenty in stock. We've got Little Italy. We put Italian flags up for them. So I mean,
okay.
We cover anything you can need. We have shipped internationally once, but it's a pretty big headache.
Okay.
Because we did sell to Emerson in England,
okay,
their logo flag, but it was daunting between customs and everything else, and dealing with international customers. Yes.
Okay, but you do sell across the United States.
Yes, absolutely.
Regularly. And so, but you can you get the Missouri flag? You can get all the state flags too.
Yes, Missouri and Illinois flags are in stock,
okay,
because of St. Louis's position with the East St. Louis right across the thing. So we carry all those in stock. We carry the U.S. flag, and we have Cardinal flags in stock.
Oh, wow. So sports flags too.
Yes.
Nice. There you go. So any kind of flag you're looking for, not just American or national flags, you can get your Cardinals flag. That would be an important one for the Cardinal Cowboy. Maybe I have to look at your inventory.
We have it. But we also do custom flags. So a lot of our accounts are Emerson, Boeing, Budweiser, lots of the other local businesses, Fisher and Fritchell. So I mean, and we do all their custom flags. So when you see a logo flag up, probably 8 times out of 10 it's from us.
Really? So somebody says, hey, I need a flag, they can send you their logo, you can...
We'll do up all the artwork, send it back to them, get the approval, and get it into manufacturing.
There you have it, everybody. Talk about a system they've got in place. That is pretty cool. Really interesting the way that businesses transpire. But this is something that's been around since 1908.
Correct.
And you're the third owner, is that correct?
Third family to have owned
Third
the business.
family, okay. Tell me a little bit about the history there and where this came from, and where they got
So
started.
the Baldwins started the company in 1908, and they were doing everything from horse blankets to Shriner paraphernalia and hats and everything else throughout the years. And obviously, demand of custom sewn products has changed throughout the years.
Right.
And then they switched their focus to predominantly being for the American flag. Don bought the company in '87 from the Baldwins, and he ran the company from '87 till February of '23.
Okay.
And that's when I purchased the company from Don. And they had been running an operating system, old green screen, DOS-based program.
Okay.
That was from 1987. And everything was done very traditionally, old school style. They mailed out all their invoices. They did a static website, so call, email with an active quote, things like that. So I purchased the company and modernized it with ERP system, communication, setting up, call systems and email and a brand new website and all those things.
There you go. Yeah, you got to catch up with the '90s. I make the joke sometimes. Some people are so far out, but you've got them up to the 2026s now. But
Try
up,
to
up
yes.
to date. You've got all kinds of great inventory. We're going to go over the website a little bit too, but it's pretty exciting what you've put together here. Tell me, what is it about your passion that keeps this, that led you to this, and this decided you want to make a career out of?
Well, so one, being a service member and a third generation service member. Military service, the flag, means a lot. So, sorry.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. I appreciate your service.
But because of that, and my background, I was just with supply chain. Obviously, I know how to deal with vendors. I know how to deal with inventory. I know how to handle all those situations. And with Baldwin, that was the predominant function that they had done, is that we do service and we do flagpole installations, but we don't manufacture flagpoles. We get them from the manufacturer, we bring them in, we store them, we schedule it and go out and install for all the major construction companies, for residential. So we go out on site and dig the foundation, set the ground sleeve, put the flagpole in, all the fun things. And being a director of supply chain in my background and then military, it just felt like an easy transition to take over this company and update it into a modern scenario.
Very cool about the progression there, how you were tied in personally with your military. What branches you serve in?
I am still in. I'm a Master Sergeant in the Army Reserves.
Okay.
April is my anniversary. Will be 25 years.
Nice.
I'm currently a area leader for Southern Illinois. I'm a career counselor. So my job is to keep people in uniform. So as their contract comes to an end, we talk to them and let them know the full benefits and things that they can get from the military, and then try to get them to sign back up.
So you've got this covered from all angles, especially with that background and history there and the work you do. But yeah, how many people would be so proud to have that American flag and put that on their shoulder, and then get that flag put outside of their house or their business. But when did you decide? Is that something that's been part of the company the entire time, installing flag poles for people? How long ago did that start?
Well, Steve is my lead technician. He's been an employee for Baldwin for just over 30 years.
Okay.
And they've been doing flagpole service and repair that entire time. So with that, when I took over, I went and did the service work with Steve and learned everything about it so that I can do repairs by myself if I need to. But I've always believed that you have to have the hands-on experience to know your business. So I wanted to know every aspect of it.
And so you said, I'm going to go out there and learn how. So you've installed a few flagpoles yourself?
I've installed many flagpoles.
How many flagpoles would you estimate Baldwin Flags has installed over the years?
I can just tell you over last year we did over 50 something flagpoles.
Okay.
So I mean, it's hard to say the quantity.
Yeah, but with regard to, like, this is done many times for businesses. Is that the primary? I guess residential?
Businesses is probably around between construction companies and business. I would probably say it's 85+% of our flagpoles.
And is it almost always the American flag, or what are people flying in that particular instance? So they sometimes have the American flag with the Missouri flag below it, or I guess maybe they have their own flag below it?
It depends. We've done memorials where we're installing 6 flagpoles. We've done, we just did one last year for United Food and Produce downtown, and they're flying the St. Louis flag. Okay. They have an 80-foot pole. So it's all subject to what the customer wants. And all we're doing is trying to fulfill their vision.
Interesting. What are some of the ranges from the sides? What are your traditional sizes, and how big do some of these flags get that you're selling to people? So
the smallest one-piece flagpole you can get is a 15-foot flagpole.
Okay.
Now, you're going to be like T.R. Hughes over in O'Fallon. Their flagpole there is 120 feet tall. It flies a 30 by 60-foot flag. That's a steel pole that's welded together. So there's a wide variety, and it also deals with the strength of the pole itself. Once you start getting above 100 feet, that's when they predominantly go to steel poles.
Okay.
And those are sectional welded poles on site. So they have welding crew that comes out and welds each section, and then that giant crane comes and picks it up and put it in, because those steel poles are really heavy. We do up to 100 feet. So that's the size of an aluminum pole that we've done, and those are about 1,900 pounds.
Okay. And as far as flags themselves go, how big is the flag that they range? What's a normal traditional flag size?
So residential that you put on the front of your house on a pole is a 3x5.
Okay.
A 20-foot flagpole generally flies a 4x6. A 25 is a 5x8. When you get to 30, 35, that's a 6x10, and it just scales as the poles get larger.
Okay. What's the biggest flag you guys have ever?
A 40x80.
40x80.
And
cover most of the infield on a baseball field.
Well, actually, we did that one for our local football team, and we put the handles on it and everything. So that's the flag that they put out in the field. That might have been a 30x60. I'll have to check. But
wow, so the one you seen them out to carry out into the field when they
yes.
do the national anthem before the game, you sold that flag, and that was 30x60 or maybe 40x80.
I think it was 30x60. It might have been 40x80. It's been a minute, so I'm going from memory here.
What do those flags typically weigh? That's got to be.
So a 30x60 polyester flag is about 75 to 80 pounds.
Okay.
Like T.R. Hughes that has this 30x60 flag, we have a giant container, a plastic container that we put it in, because we do the repairs on their flags as they need.
Okay.
But they're a big flag and they're heavy.
Yeah. How long does the traditional flag last? I guess it depends on where it's at, but.
Definitely depends on location, because of wind. Wind is probably your biggest destructive thing to a flag. Most flags are going to last anywhere from 3 months to high end is 18 months. And it really depends on exposure, wind, the weather we get. Typically most flags will last somewhere between the 3 to 12 months.
Really?
And on average, you can expect, 6+ months before you start really focusing on replacing a flag or getting it repaired.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess it's a big flag. It might be worth getting repaired. The smaller ones replaced.
It depends. I have customers that do all of it, because it's, say you buy a 5x8 flag you're paying, and it's a polyester that's $95.
Okay.
Well, the repair on it's like $20.
Gotcha.
So if your cost, you say, okay, I can repair this 2 or 3 times versus buying another one.
There you go. So doing some math, it's business we get into. You've got a lot of great reviews out here. I have to share with everybody a similar thing that many of us have had this happen, where you've got awesome reviews from everybody, and then there's that one person that wasn't even a client. But so that's the one disclaimer that you see but everything else is 5 stars. I'm going to pick one off here. We'll start at the top. I received a custom flag for my company from Baldwin, and it exceeded my expectations. The material is excellent, and the design turned out flawlessly. They obviously take great pride in what they do. Baldwin provides wonderful American made items with amazing attention to detail. When you need a flag for your house, place of business, or special occasion, Baldwin is the place to go for it. And you gave a nice response there. Lots of great reviews there. How's that make you feel?
Like anything, I mean, our focus is customer service, and you'll never be able to make everyone happy, but that is our goal. So we strive to make it an experience where people come back. I mean, we've got customers that have spanned for a long time. Like they only bought flags from us for the last 40 years for their company. And I've got a lady that her and her entire family only come to us for flags. And so that's the kind of relationship. We only get 1 or 2 calls a year from that customer.
Right.
But they look forward to that 1 or 2 phone call to talk and, oh, how are you? And how's this going? And, those are the things that, it's a small touch, but we do try to keep a relationship with our customers.
Well said. That's what we like to see. Business tips here, everybody. Make your customers happy. They will come back. With that, we're a little bit over our midway point here, so we're going to jump into some of our community stuff. We get invited every year to go to the Guns and Hoses, where they have a tribute to our fallen heroes, and there's flags involved with that, of course. So stay tuned for this and some of our community involvement.
Henry Franklin, Sykeston Department of Public Safety. End of watch, October 6, 2025. Officer Henry Franklin was tragically killed in the line of duty while he and fellow members of the Sykeston Department of Public Safety tactical team responded to a mutual aid request involving a murder suspect barricaded inside a residence. Officer Franklin honorably served his nation as a member of the United States Army, completing 2 tours of duty in Iraq. During a distinguished 10-year military career, he continued his dedication to service through an additional decade in the National Guard, retiring in 2023.
Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody or maybe it's you who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. Takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. So I'm a big advocate of our American flags, everybody. If you ever watch, where should I start? But every Cardinal game, I have an American flag pin, and we've had patches on our jerseys, but all about that American flag and this great country. So if you're looking for an American flag or any number of flags, Baldwin Priesmeyer, proud American flags and all kinds of flags, baldwinflags.com. 314-535-2800. That's a good phone number. Good job on that. With that, tell me, give me a little cost analysis here. I mean, I guess it's size versus volume versus how do you price these so that people can pick the size they want?
So obviously, the larger your flag is, the more material, the more time it takes to manufacture, it's going to cost more. When you're talking about the larger flags like the 30 by 60, those are a couple $1,000s.
Okay.
When you're talking about a 3 by 5 like nylon that you put on the front of your house, I think ours is $32.50, and that's for a nylon. But the part that you really get is all of our flags are made in the United States. And I was dealing with one of my customers because they had a specific flag that they were questioning the cost in, and they showed me a link to Amazon and then said, "Oh, well, it says it's made in America," and I was like, "Okay, well, but if you look at the seller and their location, they're out of China." And Amazon has a lot of not to sound bad about Amazon. Amazon's resellers
they can
have a lot of misleading information on how stuff is manufactured or sourced materials. But flags, because it's a textile product, is very specific on being labeled made in America. With that, all the material has to be sourced out of America. And so that your fabric, the labor, everything is made here in the United States. And that's the only way you can get a made in the U.S. flag.
There you go. This is the kind of knowledge you wouldn't know unless you had an expert that can explain this to you. But they range, like you said, the most inexpensive is a traditional 3x5. Do you have the smaller little banner flags too?
We do, and we got the little desk flags that you have on the stick. That's a 4x6 inch flag. I mean, we do. If it's a flag, we probably have it. We have a electronic flag that's utilized in schools to put in their gymnasium. That's motorized and lowers the flag system. It's made by Draper, and we've sold a couple of them over the years. It's not a high volume one, but it's very rarely ever replaced. So
okay, but it's got the motor in there.
It lowers the flag down and then
pretty cool.
rolls it all back up in the case and protects it. So that's why I said it's rarely ever replaced.
Yeah, those will last for a long time. Very cool. Well, tell me, why should somebody choose you? Obviously, you must be the expert. Are you the number one resource in the country here? Tell me why do you recommend people buy flags from you?
So most flag companies are regional. There's 5 major flag manufacturers in the United States. That being said, the volume that they produce versus the volume I can produce is a vast difference.
Right.
But those are companies like Valley Forge, and those are all names that everybody knows. What you have is you have regional hubs that are distributors and resellers of those flags and materials. And for the St. Louis metro area, we've been here the longest, and we have provided, thousands and thousands of different customers flags throughout the years, be it either a custom flag or the U.S. flag or a Missouri flag or Illinois flag or any flag you can think of. We've done it and provided it. We've done flags for the Cardinals over the years. I had a customer send me pictures from a flag from the 1950s that was made by Baldwin for the Cardinals.
Oh, wow.
So, as I said, we've been involved at many levels of it. And like any company, throughout time, it's changed. Baldwin structures changed and things like that. But since I've taken over the company, we've grown about 35% in 3 years. Wow. Last year we had 18% increase in sales. And so it's the focus for me is growing Baldwin to a bigger business.
Yeah, if you're doing close to a 20% increase, and in 5 years you'll double the size of the company, that's a pretty steady growth, and we'd like to see. That's great for St. Louis too. And this might be, could we say St. Louis might be the mecca for flags on this little planet?
I would hope so. I've got a patent pending, and I'm filing the non-provisional patent here shortly for a specialty flag with materials so that it would be the most durable flag in the market today.
There you go, the most durable flag too. So those are some. When you've got a flag that can be last for quite a bit longer, that's neat. But you said you get any flag from. If I wanted a Mizzou flag, a Billiken flag, all of these are available. You can either get them or you have them, and some of those you have in stock.
Correct. We carry the Blues flags, the Cardinal flags. We have Mizzou flags. We have all different kind of sports. I even got an old Rams flag if you still want that. And it's old. It's in my inventory, but we have it, so I haven't gotten rid of it.
Yeah, well, they've moved out to L.A. now, so it was labeled St. Louis, and that could be a novelty piece for those that back in the day. The Rams called me for a tryout many years ago as a field goal kicker.
Okay.
Does that count as a player? But that is very neat. Any specific certifications or accolades? Give me a little bit of the history, some of the things you've accomplished that kind of set you apart too.
So my wife, who is the quotation manager for Baldwin, she handles all flagpole installation and quotes for residential or commercial. She is actually OSHA certified, has Whopper 40, and with us taking over the company, we are compliant to that level, or I'd get killed by my wife. But and in our industry, it's not very common. So we have safety harnesses and hard hats and glasses, and we do everything we need to be fully compliant. Now it is job site specific, so when we're on a construction site, we follow the rules that are applied by the construction company. But those are the things that we strive to make sure that our employees go home the same way they came to work, in the same condition.
Right. And I guess there is some risk because they're getting up on a heightened levels there to set these things up and install them. But
So a standard tow behind lift, the maximum reach you can get is like 61 feet. So we can service quite a few flagpoles with that set height. But flagpoles that are 120 foot tall or 80 feet tall, we have to get a crane to come on site, or we have to get a really large lift. And those lifts are in big old either tracks or wheels. And most of those max out about 90 feet. So once you start getting to 100 feet or 120, 140 feet, we have a man basket attached to a crane.
Right.
And my guys lifted up in there and hanging.
Got to get the job done, and sometimes it's a little bit of a risk when you get this. But you've got professionals that handle this for many years and
Correct.
know the right equipment. OSHA certifications, hadn't thought about that. That's interesting because
Like I said, we're compliant.
compliant.
We're
Right.
a small company, so the cost relative.
Okay, playing by the rules. What are the benefits you think of being a small business owner that can make these kinds of decisions? You're in charge here. You've been able to grow the business. Being a small business, you can be very responsive to people too.
Correct, and we've every business at every level should be customer focused, and we try to be as absolute as much as we can. We focused on. I haven't had a price increase in flags to my customers in the entire 3 years that I've owned the company. I've maintained our costs from our suppliers and either leveraged and got us better pricing and everything else so that I would not impact our customers and maintain a cost structure with everything that we've got going up. Those are the flexibility of my background and things that I've done that I know how to do to make it a benefit for them. It's having professionals like Steve, who's worked for us for 30 years, and making sure that he stays with our company and is happy and can do all the amazing things he does. And it's training. I've got some college kids that work for me, and it's training them from his experience and getting that customer satisfaction and making sure when you buy a flagpole from us. I don't know how much experience you are with the military, but if I reach over and shake your hand and I give you a coin in the military, what does that mean?
I don't know that one specifically.
So being coined is what it's called, and it's a.
Let's talk about that the second half. We've got to get going in here. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned. This is your little castle show.